I hate doing recap videos for games like this. I really, really do. Like, I don't enjoy this at all because it's just, I'm frustrated, I'm pissed off, I'm heartbroken because this is a game that where the Minnesota Vikings were begging the Jets to win it, and the Jets couldn't get it done. And it was a resilient effort. They were, the first half was ugly. They were down 20-3 at one point, 20-6 at halftime. In the first half, there was like dumb penalties. The passing game wasn't insane. It was drop passes. On defense, there were missed tackles, and it was just sloppy. It wasn't a good performance. And you were surprised, like, oh, it's going to be one of these Jet games where it's just like, I thought at one point they're close to getting blown out. But as we all know, the Jets are a second-half team. They make adjustments. They come strong in the fourth quarter. And then you saw a lot of good things. The Jets, pretty much every drive, they were, scoring. But unfortunately, it was field goals. The play calling makes no sense sometimes and Mike White did miss open receivers, but the play calling doesn't make sense sometimes. They don't seem to take advantage of certain situations, like the size of their receivers, like try fade passes to your tight ends or a fade pass to Corey Davis, even Denzel Mims. Change it up. If you can't, 3 plays to get 1 yard, they couldn't do that. Like, run the friggin' football, try the sneak. Then you have, like, the one huge Garrett Wilson touchdown, which should have been a touchdown. He steps out of bounds. The other play, George Fant has a dumb penalty. Like, there were just so many different things that contributed to this loss. People want to pin it on Braxton Berrios not catching the ball in the end zone, Mike White not having a good throw there. Like, there's so many different things that you can't pin it on one thing, but they lost. And there's no more, like, you want to have kind of pride in your team where you're like, you know what? The New York Jets, a young team with a backup quarterback, went into Minnesota, one of the best teams in football, and went toe-to-toe to them and should have won the game. They played very well. They were resilient. They came all the way back. But at the end of the day, they lost. And this loss is going to sting because you're trying to make the playoffs. And now you're putting yourself in a situation where you got to get must-win games. You're losing your wiggle room. So everybody wants to talk about the whole Mike White thing. And to me, Mike White showed me a lot today. Like I said, he's still a young quarterback. What everybody wants to harp on, like, they're acting like Mike White's Derek Carr or Jimmy Garoppolo or something like that. This kid's still very young. He's still learning. And he's a backup. He's getting thrown into the fire here. And I think he handled a lot of things very well. He brought this team back. He never quits. He made a huge money throw on 4th down. He makes some very good throws. He's making easy reads. And the problem is, at times, he's going to miss receivers. He missed Elijah Moore open probably 3 times. It's so frustrating because the Jets are a win-now team, and they're there. I mean, Garrett Wilson had a monster day, 160 yards receiving. Zonovan Knight looks incredible. He had, a 48-yard run or whatever it was, but super, super explosive. He should probably be your starting running back now because he's that good. And he pushes the pile, which is great to see. James Robinson looked slow as hell. George Fant came in, the offensive line. He had the boost. Like, there was a lot of really good things. Like, game on the line, and especially in the second half where the defense had to get off the field. Carl Lawson got a sack. Quentin Williams got a sack. I think it was Carl Lawson. But the defense, when they had to go off the field, they got off the field. They had the one drive that gave up points, but it was like, it was there. And the offense was moving enough to get in range, and they couldn't put it together. And it just sucks. And I know Mike LaFleur is going to get scrutinized for his play calling, as he should be. I don't understand some of the rhyme or reason behind it. Mike White will get criticized for it, but it's just, the Jets had more yards. They had almost 500 yards or whatever the hell it was. They outgained them. They had more time in possession. Unfortunately, they had more turnovers and they had more field goals, and that's the problem. So I know you're not getting a lot of insight here. I'm just really disappointed, man. Like, this game stings. I look forward. I mean, we all did as Jet fans. I could not wait for this game. I thought they matched up well with the Vikings. I thought this was a very winnable game for them. It was, and now you're sitting here, you're like, all right. Big game against Buffalo now. And it's great to have meaningful games in December, but when you lose them like this, it just makes you crazy. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we'll be live. We're streaming on Monday and Tuesday and talking about everything. And I guess let me know what you think about Mike White's performance. I think he's shown enough that he should play the rest of the season. And I could probably piss some people off, and I don't really care. But that's where I think he is. This team is rallying around him. This team believes in him. Mike LaFleur definitely believes in him because the play calling, how aggressive they are. They're going for it on 4th down. They're throwing it. Like, they're doing a lot of things that are very aggressive. So they have confidence in him. And I think that this is his team now. So that's it. Talk to you later.